Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures continued, issue number 6 from IDW. This is Shiny and Chrome. Guessing by that name, you might think that this might be a Mad Max reference. I mean, the title is a reference to it, but the issue itself is not. The issue itself actually deals with elections. And, yeah, we have Chrome Dome running for office. So let's just jump right in. So we start off with the Turtles. They want to watch wrestling, but Splinter decides to instead switch to a debate, which is going to be an election for the new mayor of New York City. And the Turtles, of course, don't want to watch that. But Splinter is like, you should pay close attention to who's going to be your leader. Like, even if you don't have the right to vote, because one, they're teenagers, and two, they're turtles, they should still know who's going to be governing them. So right now, it's basically between two people. It's between Nick Jefferson and Al Polk. And they're starting the debates when all of a sudden Chrome Dome shows up with a suit and a little tie. Chrome Dome decides that he's going to run for office. He's going to run as the candidate for the Foot Party. And they basically are looking through the sheets and are like, well, there's nothing in the rules about a robot participating in the election, so I guess we gotta let him participate. Which, do you think that there would be some kind of rule about robots participating in elections? You would think, okay, it's gotta be like a human. But whatever. I mean, this is a comic based off a cartoon for kids, so. He runs for election, and he starts gaining a lot of traction. And the Turtles are like, there's something up with this guy. Like, Chrome Dome is a villain. Last time we destroyed him, he was working for the Foot Clan. He even says he's part of the Foot Party. Just because he's saying all the right things doesn't mean that he's actually good. He's got to be up to something. Someone obviously had to have rebuilt him. He was destroyed, but now he's back. So someone had to rebuild him. So let's just follow him and let's see who rebuilds him. Who's the one behind his return? And so they follow Chrome Dome as he goes into this abandoned building. And inside they see Professor McGuffin. And it turns out that Professor McGuffin is the one that's rebuilt Chrome Dome. And he rebuilt Chrome Dome so that Chrome Dome can win, become the mayor, and basically enact a bunch of benevolent policies and transform New York into a utopia. So Professor McGuffin didn't turn to the dark side. He rebuilt Chrome Dome and was hoping that Chrome Dome would do good for the city. But Chrome Dome's incorrect. Now that I am mathematically probable to win, like my chances of victory is I think it was 80 something percent. I no longer need you. And so I'm gonna rule this city with an iron fist. And he reveals that he's been evil this entire time. And so the Turtles break in to try to stop Chrome Dome, but Chrome Dome grabs Professor McGuffin, throws him at the Turtles, and just kind of kicks them away. He basically just trounces them, and then he rushes off. And the Turtles are like, crap, he got away. We gotta stop him. We have to make sure that he doesn't become the mayor. Especially when before he leaves, he mentions that once he becomes mayor, he's going to stand supreme. He's going to make the Turtles, he's going to paint them out to be villains. He's going to have the police go after them. He's basically going to destroy them as heroes. Professor McGuffin's like, I have this chip. I had built a remote control backup plan so that in case he went evil, I just press it and it shuts him down. He destroyed the remote, but he didn't destroy the chip inside the remote. If you guys can plug this into his head, it'll shut him down permanently, and you guys won't have to worry about him. The problem is that Chrome Dome he's leading the polls, he's saying all the right things, and now that he's pretty much guaranteed to win, he's not going to put himself in any kind of situation where he can be targeted pretty easily by the Turtles. And so they realize, okay, we got to come up with some other plan to try to stop him before he becomes mayor. So they go to April. They ask her, is there any way that we can disqualify Chrome Dome? And she's looking through all the election rules. And she's like, well, there might be something. And 2 weeks pass, and Chrome Dome wins. He wins in a landslide, and he becomes the new mayor of New York. And I'm going to stop it here. This is about halfway through the issue. I don't want to spoil the rest. I'll let you guys read it for yourself. I will say that this was a nice, fun issue. And it was one of those where, as I was reading it, and I was like, okay, this is about elections. We are currently in an election year. Anything that deals with elections can get very political and stuff. Obviously, I mean, elections go hand in hand with politics, of course. So I was like, oh, are we going to get some kind of like message in this? And surprisingly, no. There was no bashing of either Republicans or Democrats. There was no like Chrome Dome is a analog of Joe Biden or Donald Trump or anything like that. It was just a fun little issue about a robot that's evil, pretending to be good, trying to win the mayorship of New York. And the Turtles have to stop him as he's gaining traction. And so I was happy with that. The last thing I wanted was to read a comic, especially a Turtles comic geared towards kids. Last thing I wanted was for them to lecture me about politics. And they don't. And so I was very happy with that. Because this could have gone in just a terrible direction. Like if this was like modern day Marvel or something, they probably would have ham-fisted in a bunch of social political ideology and stuff. Even the talking points that they had was basically like the owner of a hamburger joint is worried that there's a bunch of new pizzerias opening up in New York. He's afraid that we'll have too many pizzas and not enough hamburgers. What do you have to say about that? So it's like topics like that, and not like topics about like gender or sexual identity or racism or anything like that. We didn't have any like BML stuff in here. There's no there was basically no real world stuff in here. And I was like, good. This is what I want in my comics. Just tell me a fun story that I can escape from the real world for a while. So it's like, yeah, we have an issue about elections during an election year, at least for like the primary stuff. And we didn't have any real world stuff in here. Like it was just pure escapism. And that's what comics should be. So I was very happy with that. So yeah, I've kind of rambled about that for a while, but this is good. I liked it. It's the artwork. Like I always say this every time, but I'm gonna keep saying it until it gets changed, which hopefully it never will. The artwork looks straight up like the artwork from the old cartoon series. I like the design for this because I grew up on the OG cartoons. The story itself feels very much like a story that would have been written back in the day. You have like fourth wall breaking, you have puns, you have a robot trying to become mayor, and like the talking points are about like how good pizza is, or how New York is not the pizza capital of America. It's just like it's stuff like that. It's just like kind of dumb, funny, cheesy stuff, which is what the OG Turtles cartoons were. So it's pure escapism. It's something that you can have your kids read and not worry about being lectured or having any kind of like ideology shoved onto them. So yeah, this is just good, clean fun. I liked it. There you go. There's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Saturday Morning Adventures continues. Issue number 6 from IDW, Shiny and Chrome. Chrome Dome decides to run for mayor of New York and actually wins. How that turns out, well, read for yourself and find out. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what did you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.